Real Animals Fishing Show is presented by Yellowfin Yachts. Hey gang, today we're fishing with our good friend Captain Jason Prieto. We're fishing Tampa Bay. We're gonna be in the backcountry. Jason's been catching a pile of big snook. Whatever you do, don't touch that dial. It's gonna be off the hook. Jason's got us fishing some residential canals this morning. And in the fall here in Florida, the wind can change. Yesterday we had really calm weather, actually the last couple days, and overnight a front came through and the winds have picked up. Residential canals, the river systems, Tampa Bay's got several rivers that dump into the bay. Great place to go do some awesome fishing in the fall, catch a lot of fish and get out of that wind. So I'm loving Jason's approach this morning.
You know, we got this darker bottom in here. It holds the heat better, and
yep.
They got a little deeper water. They can slide up here when the sun heats up in the morning. See the sun's shining along this, heats those oyster rocks and stuff up. Water comes up. It acts kind of like a radiator. They can slide up and down to regulate their body temp.
A radiator?
Like a radiator. It radiates the heat, baby.
Screw the whole shoreline up, first bait in the water.
You got an oyster rod?
Yep.
Nice Charlie Brown fish.
I hooked it professionally though. I just got lumped.
Do what, buddy?
I got lumped, but he dropped it.
Just kind of grabbed it and let it go.
There he goes, come on, eat it.
Come on, Michael.
They thumped it real light yesterday, so
okay, well that's
kind of came to the deeper water. So
that's what happened to me. He bumped it twice, but didn't eat it.
There he is.
Yeah, that's a ladyfish there, I'm pretty sure. Maybe a trout, or it's a trout actually.
That's pretty boy. Pretty trout, bro. Pretty trout.
You know you're supposed to let the host catch the first fish, right, Jay? Didn't we have this problem with you last time?
You did get the oyster.
You got the Charlie Brown fish. Call him that because you remember the great.
It's not a big snook, but
it's a pretty.
It's a start.
That's prettier than a snook. They're the prettiest fish we got, bro.
They are.
You know I call them Charlie Brown fish.
Why is that?
Remember the great pumpkin? All the kids are like, I got bubble gum, I got a candy bar. Charlie Brown's like, I got a rod. Michael got the Charlie Brown fish. There he is. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, got her. There we go. Was not happy at all. Woo! That's a poor man's tarpon. Look, dude, and anybody can catch one with a hook, Jason.
That takes skill.
That takes skill right there, buddy.
Some natural.
Look at that. Is that a strip? Be special trying to get her untangled. Oh, that wasn't smart. All right, stop it. Quit. There we go. Anybody can catch one with a hook. You gotta have some mad skills to lasso one. There we go. So wing! Bada, bada, bada. There he is, he got it in. Got him. Yep. A little trout, I don't know. Yeah, a little Snook McNugget. Dude, this guy is so cute. Look at that guy.
Look at a little Snook.
Little Snook, we not got a finger hanging.
We may not be able to use the big Snook open.
That is a big Snook. Folks, that is what we need to take care of right there. In a few years, he'll be 20 pounds and living right here. There we go.
We started our morning on some residential docks and some canals. A couple little fish, nothing real great. Again, we had a front come through last night. Might have changed the game a little bit. But now we've run up the little Manatee River and we're gonna work some of these shorelines on the incoming tide. As the tide comes up, these fish will come up on the edges and we should be able to catch some. So it's really a unique estuary back here because you have some residential canals, but a lot of beautiful mangrove shorelines, and the water just kind of pours through here. And what happens in the fall, a lot of the snook and redfish will head up the river to get to the springs, and the springs are always coughing up that 72-degree water. But in the fall, this is a great place to fish because a lot of fish are in transition, working their way up the rivers to get to those springs. So it makes really a unique fishing opportunity for us.
Closed captioning brought to you by Gator Ford.
Oh, a little snooky.
That's a trout, ain't it?
No, snook.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a slow hit for a snook.
Yeah, he swallowed it and then just kind of walked off. Whoa! Perfectly released. Perfectly released. Don't try that at home. Fish on.
Small one. Little snook.
Way to go, that's an icebreaker there, pal.
Small bait, small fish.
Hey, you know what?
Dude, I pulled that 6-inch one out of there for you.
Little baby.
Big nugget. Hey guys, what we did, there's some big snook on the last place. We had a couple of come up rolling the baits and stuff. They really didn't want to go. We sat there and unfortunately us charter captains, we don't have ADD, we got A through Z, so they weren't going quick enough for us, so we had to move. So we just ran up the river a little bit because we don't like to go fishing, we like to go catching. Look, the bait is almost, if not bigger than he is. Got that right out, there we go. Nice little guy. But that little fish ate that big old bait. Makes you wonder what they're thinking sometimes. Cap Mike always says every time, I wonder what he was thinking. Mike says, I know what he's thinking. He's thinking lunch.
Had to move to another spot, just kind of keeping things fresh here, moving from spot to spot, see what we can get going today. Again, you know, clear bluebird skies, front. We seem to schedule our shoots for these days that are challenging, although this time of year, it's really hard to tell because the fronts come through so quick and fast and your weather changes overnight. The good news is, even though it's breezy out today, because we're up in the river, we're able to duck in out of it. We were gonna try and fish artificials, and I'm kind of glad we didn't, because the bite's really tough. We're having to work for everything we're getting today.
It's kind of weird around the moon phases because you'll get a day that's phenomenal, and then you'll get a day where you just have
Nice
to work
trout,
for him.
bro.
Now he hit, that was the hardest fish that hit today. I mean, he whacked that. Not a big one, but he wants to be. Yeah, the full moon can be a wash. It's
You want a D-hooker, bro?
yeah. Let me. There we go.
Hey,
That's
there you
the
go. I like the
old-fashioned
way you do
D-hooker.
that, bro.
If you say D-hooker, they just jump off. In today's Real Animals Tackle Box, Billy and I are using 7-foot medium-action Quantum Cabo PTS spinning rods, Quantum Cabo PTS 30 spinning reels with 10-pound braided line and 25-pound fluorocarbon leader. Today we're using live bait, but I would also try the Strike King Rage Tail Shrimp and Strike King Redfish Magic 4-inch glass minnow rigged on an 1/8-ounce Strike King jig head. Real Animals Tackle Box is brought to you by Quantum, the real choice for the real animals, and Strike King, #1 in fishing lures. Get him, dog, get him.
Daddy-o.
Yeah.
What you got?
Little itsy bitsy.
Itsy bitsy
I
spider.
didn't feel him hit it. Thought it was hung
Wow.
up.
Dude, look how black he is.
That's a little snook right there.
No. He's small, but he is mad. Flounder.
Flounder! There's a nice added species. How cool is that guy? How cool is that guy? Hey, 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 hey. Simmer down. No reason for all that. Just trying to show you to the camera. How cool is that, huh? Got really some chompers in there that you don't want to put your finger in there, but see his 2 eyeballs are up here. And he just lays on the bottom like that, especially up here in the river. He just morphs right into the bottom like that and gives him great ambush tactics right there. Things swim by and he whacks them. Pretty cool. So we've caught trout, redfish, snook, and flounder today. That's pretty cool. You know, and it's been a tough bite. We've been struggling a little bit all day. I mean, I wouldn't say we're struggling because we're catching fish, but we're just having to work.
Yeah.
We've caught fish almost every place we've been.
It's just been one here, one there. It's
Yeah.
just one of them days.
You're really just trying to catch some fish and make a little magic. You know, have a good day with your friends on the water.
Not a big one, but a big one for today.
He thinks he's big.
Yeah, it's all right.
Attaboy. It's a good fish.
He'll be 40 inches one day.
That's right. Fish. Nice. Well, you know what? There's so much cover in here. This creates a really good estuary for those little snook to make it with all the predators.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many places in the mangrove roots for them fish to hide and make it to, you know, a size that matters.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you know what's neat is we were fishing right out on the outside here in the open the other day, catching snook and reds. And I look out 50 feet to the back of me and we see 3 tarpon roll about 40 pounds. And we didn't catch them, but we seen them roll, and it's pretty neat how you got so many different species and in a small area.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everything is in here too. I mean, sheephead, snook, redfish, trout, tarpon, you know, all your bottom feeders, your mullet get in the river, your catfish get in the river, you know, your stingrays get in the river. I mean, it's a really neat estuary. The bait, you know, it's a neat estuary for sure. Guys, this week's tip of the week, I want to talk to you real quick about rod selection. Really, really important. We like these Quantum Cabo rods, but today I chose to fish all day long because we were fishing in real tight spaces with a 7-foot rod with a pretty firm tip on it, not real fast. I didn't want something real whippy, hoping that I would catch a big snook. What it gives you is it gives you a lot of extra power. When you get a big fish on like that, especially when you're fishing near the structure, you have to be able to turn his head. So it's really important that you pick the right rod for the area that you're going to be fishing. I brought some 7-foot 6-inch rods with me, which do a little better because they're longer. They're better for throwing long distances, working on the flats, open areas where you can make long casts, maybe from pothole to pothole, or if you're fishing along some edges somewhere. But when you're in these tight quarters like we were in the residential canals or in the rivers, working the mangrove shorelines, it's really nice to have a 7-foot rod. It's easier to make the sidearm cast when you're trying to get the baits up underneath the trees a little bit into those areas where the fish are hiding so you can get the bite. And then again, having the tip nice and firm so that you have the ability to turn that fish's head a little bit, give you a little extra muscle to get that fish out of there is really, really important. So when you go to catch that fish of a lifetime, make sure you pick the right rod for the job.
You get him? You just hooked him, dude. You got him. You got him. Just break that thing off. Oh, you just hooked the hog.
Come on through, Mike. Come on around. Come on, buddy. There it is.
That's really
Good
light
job,
leader and
Mike.
a light.
You got him now. Don't force it too much.
I'm trying not to, but I'm trying to keep him. He's right on that
You
edge.
got him, buddy.
He's right on that edge.
Down and dirty, Mike. Oh, nice. That's it. Persistence.
Stay out of there. Stay out of there. That was close.
Get him, Mike. Good job, big man.
That's all Jason Prieto right there.
Good job, J-Dog.
Trying to come back to a spot we were at earlier. He'd been catching some good fish here and nothing was happening this morning, but at the end of the day, one last try. We'll see if we can pull this off. I don't know how he ate it. Snook got a real rough mouth. They can cut through that leader real easy.
Quit talking and wind him in.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Good job, Mike. Dude, he lumped that, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, he hit it down there before Mike caught up with him. He was all the way down here, bro.
Yeah, it was really impressive.
Let me get him for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, please.
I don't have a landing net, which is good because you don't want to put
No, you don't
a
want
bunch
to do
of that
to
landing
guy.
net on these fish anyway. So
Oh, man, he's big. The state of, she's so fat. Oh, man. Woo.
What kind of leader you got?
You need to fucking
25.
Okay.
Dude, that fish is over 20 pounds.
Yeah, it's a good snook. That's a good snook if we can get her here.
Oh, yeah, dude, that's, I don't know, 18, 20 pounds.
Come on, baby, stay with me. I just want to get your picture. Smile pretty for the camera.
Oh, look at that. She's so fat she can't even jump, bro.
Yeah, baby.
Wait a minute. Oh, my. That's,
boy.
there you go.
Hey, that's a trip maker, dog.
That's it.
That's a trip maker there, kid.
I think we have to give the hunch to Billy, though.
You got to come back, yeah. Hey, you know what? Working together, baby.
That's
Look
it.
at that.
Dude, that's a solid fish.
That is awesome. Look how pretty she is. Man, that's a beast.
That is good.
Capt.Jason Prieto right here. You gotta come get some of that.
No
Come
doubt.
fish with the man. Good
Man,
job,
look at that. Look how pretty she is.
He was toying with us all day long with the little fish, weren't you?
Well,
you had it all.
save the best for last.
He's seen this fish. He's like, they're not ready for that.
Woo! Good fish.
He's 17 pounds, bro.
It's one of the bigger snook I've caught in this river for sure.
That's a good fish for this coast. There ain't no doubt about it for this area.
You know, and it's really important now to take our time and release that fish right, because that's our big breeder right there. That's your big breeder stock.
That's mama right there.
You got to have her come back healthy in the spring, head out to the beaches and do her spawn and make us a bunch more, because that was cool.
That was way cool.
That was cool.
Guys, I've waited a long time for this to be as tall as these guys. So anyway, with that being said, hope you enjoyed this week's episode as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. I'd like to give a big thanks to our good friend, Capt.Jason Prieto.
No problem.
Jason,
Thanks, fellas.
thank you so much.
Absolutely fantastic. Big fall snook, west coast of Florida in the Tampa Bay area. If you're headed this way, Captain Jason Prieto is a great guy to get a hold of. You can reach him at 1-866-GAMEFISH. For more great fishing info, log on to our website, realanimalsfishingteam.com. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook, and you can follow me on Twitter at realanimalsfish. And until next week,
Do yourself a favor and take a kid fishing.
That's why Captain Billy doesn't wear underwear, because he doesn't like change. It just makes his life a lot easier.
It does.